Everybody want a better life for their career and their family, but you ain't doing nothing to go get it. I'ma go get it. I'm telling you, man, it's another level out here.
Today I want to talk to you a little bit about having a sales process. Sales coach DJ Carroll here. Thanks for stopping by and viewing my video. I want to talk briefly about a couple things. Today we're going to talk about what happens when you institutionalize a sales process. I'm going to cover a few statistics that are pretty startling. And then lastly, we're going to get into my very simple 4-step formula for a sales process. Now, but I will warn you that a sales process is a much more grand scheme than this. But what I'm giving you today is some starting points to where you'll be able to move forward with having something that you can put into place in your sales starting out today. So let's look at what is important about institutionalizing a sales process. Not only is this something that will keep you organized, but it's going to keep you in control of the sale. It's very important that as a sales professional, you maintain the pace and maintain control of the sales process from start to end. Another big thing is that you will now have a methodical approach to the close, right? So we've got steps that we're going to follow to get to the close. We're not just going out on a whim and hoping that we'll get the close, right? The other thing is that it's going to increase your efficiency so that you can make more money. We all know that we only have a certain amount of time during each day, and what we do with those hours, we need to use those to maximize our efficiency to squeeze as much out of them as possible. Let me read you a couple numbers here. It's pretty startling. 67% of sales professionals do not attain individual quota. So if you're watching this right now and you're a sales professional, you might be one of these 67%ers, but 67%, that's over 2/3 of all sales professionals don't meet their quota. 23% of companies surveyed don't even know if their sales force achieves the quota or not. So if you're watching this as a business owner, do you even know if your sales staff has a quota to hit? Are you setting goals? Are you setting those key performance indicators? Those are things that are very important and very vital to a high-level salesperson to have. Here's a really bad one. Over half of all salespeople close less than 40% of the presentations they give. 40%, less than that. That's so 40% you'd be doing good. Less than 40%, half. It blows my mind. I try to get my sales students shooting for a target of 60 to 70%. Here's a couple more I'll throw at you. Almost half of all sales teams don't have a playbook. So they don't have some type of a written down type of training or simply a playbook that shows them how they should go through the sales process. Only 46% of reps feel their pipeline is accurate. So do you even have a pipeline? Do you know how many customers that you have in your pipeline? Do you know how many prospects you have in your pipeline? What is the ETA of going from the start to the finish of your pipeline? These are all key indicators that you guys as sales professionals need to understand and need to know, on the top of your mind. And then this will be the last one here. 40% of salespeople can't understand a customer's pain. So, and what this means, let me dive into this statistic. I'll spend a couple seconds on this one. But what this means is that salespeople, when they were interviewed or surveyed here, they were saying that, look, I go in and I sell the same way no matter what. So they're not looking at what the pain really is for the customer. They're just going in and following kind of their set steps that they go through with everyone. It's really important for you to have a sales process that looks at that. And that's what we're going to talk about next. So I need you to get out a pen and paper and write these letters down. And we're going to write them down in a vertical order, kind of like we're doing an acronym. So S-O-S-C. And out to the side there, write struggle. So S.O.S.C is the acronym for the 4 steps that I teach my students for a very simple sales process. And the first S is struggle, and it talks exactly about what that's speaking about there. It talks about their pain. It talks about what it is that the customer needs. What benefit are they reaping from your services or your product? So you have to figure out what struggle they're in, because they're not just going to come out and tell you. You have to be able to find clues and look at this and figure out exactly what the struggle is that the person is really going through, so that you can uncover that and move on to the next step. So with that being said, I'm going to cut this video. We're going to go to the next one, and we're going to discuss what the O stands for.